Hi there, it's Jan here, and in today's session I'm going to talk about why you're missing your forehands long. So for me there are three most important elements why we are missing a forehands long. Number one is late positioning. So if you get the late position will most likely lead to late contact point. Now what I mean with the late contact point is that you're not having the ball at the right place where you feel comfortable to hit that forehand. So basically we will be talking something about this or this, yeah, in extreme cases. But usually it's the late contact point is the one when the ball already passed that ideal hitting zone and where the racket gets open. So this is the number one, most common one that we see a lot. But again, the main problem is not that actually the racket is already open, because this is just a result of what went wrong, which was the late position. So you write down late positioning. Once you fix the late positioning, you're gonna be able to actually hit it at the right time. Yeah, but as long as you're getting late in the position, you're gonna be always struggling. You're gonna be always having ball too late or too close to your body. The racket's gonna be open, and with this angle, guess what? Of course, it's very hard to control it, and you're gonna probably overhit the board because again, you are losing the balance. You're not going through the ball. You're going backwards. You're losing it there, and when you're in this position, you can't control the ball, and the ball most likely is gonna go out. Just long, yeah, as we hear many often. Just long. Now, the second one, obviously, is, let's say you're okay, you're getting the right position and all this, you are fine, you're having it at the right place, but you're still overhitting. This happens a lot. This happens a lot to players who don't use too much of spin. Yeah? So if your racket, again, is kind of open, not too close, you have to be very careful. Yeah? So if you're hitting more flat, let's say, if your racket is more in this angle on the contact point, yeah? I mean, prior to the contact point, of course, you're going in a contact point is like this for most of us. But what I'm talking about is prior to the contact point, my racket is more close, let's say. So by the time I get to contact point, it's like this, of course, but it has a tendency to close down. So then I'm easy, you know, for me it's much easier to generate a spin because I'm really just brushing the ball up and then just finishing it, and then I'm fine. But if you're going more flat, you really want to be careful, because when you're going more flat, you can overhit with so much ease. Yeah? Because the ball doesn't come down again. So again, we want to start using that spin, yeah? So we're not overhitting. So we have the positioning with that contact point at the right place, at the right time, yeah? Not too late, so the racket is not too open, because this is the most common one. The racket is just way too open. And then we have a number two, which is, again, that spin. The third reason why players are overhitting, again, is this one. Imagine a situation you're playing as somebody who has loads of spin, okay? So now we're changing the situation a little bit. The other guy now has loads of spin, and let's say we don't have so much spin, or we don't know how to deal with it yet as well as we would love to. So basically the guy is coming up with a huge spin, not as much as Rafa Nadal, but kind of there. So the ball is bouncing, and this is very important now. When you play somebody who has a loads of spin, you have to know how to deal with it. So you have, again, a couple options. The number one is obviously not to let the ball behind you, because then you lost. You're gonna be always struggling, always on the back foot, and you're gonna be able to deal with the ball. But the best one for me is you want to really have the top spin again, so you can spin it back. Because if you have a lot of spin, you have a lot of spin coming at you, the ball rotates at such a speed, it's gonna bounce here, it's gonna kick up, and not just going up, but it's gonna go up and through into your body, and it's gonna bounce high with loads of spin. Now, you're dealing with a high ball first of all, so if you're gonna come up into that contact point, into that ball, because it's a high ball, right? If you're gonna come up to it without the spin, this is what's gonna happen. If you don't put spin on the incoming ball with a spin, you can never control it. Never. Yeah? There's just no way, physically, when you think about it. And from the experience we know. Every time I play somebody with low spin, from the first 5 minutes of the warm-up, like, yeah, I'm gonna have to using lots of spin today. So that's, you know, that's the first thought that comes to my head, lots of spin. The spin comes to me, the spin has to go back. The only way how to control the ball with a spin is a spin or slice, obviously. Yeah, one of them, because that one also is effective, but that one is for more kind of, you want to be really advanced with you want to know what you're doing there with your wrist and with the controlling of the racket and all this. That's not so easy, that one. So, and I would also not let it go up as high. Here I can still control it only with a spin again, as I said. The high balls I can really control with a spin only, yeah? If I have an open racket face, there's no way. Just cannot do it unless you just tap it in, as I said before, with that slice. So if you have that deep ball, you have two options: to step back behind the ball and then hit it normally, but again with a spin, or step in and take it as a half volley. You don't want to kind of control the balls where up here. Yeah, it's hard. You want to have it ideally waist high again around that area where you have the balance. All this. So let's remember these 3 points. You try to avoid the late positioning because that leads into the late contact point. Racket is open, can't control the ball. Number 2, we want to start using really more spin, yeah, step by step, so we can really control the ball, and that's connected with a step 3. When somebody's gonna come back to you with loads of spin, that's why this is actually a really common one. Somebody comes with a big spin and the guy just doesn't know how to do it, and he overhits, and he says, how is it possible? I'm overhitting so much today. I never overhit in a training, yeah, because in training you don't play the guy with so much spin, it's a different ball. So always think about the incoming ball, what it's gonna do to you and how you have to deal with it. That's so important. So, I hope you enjoyed this session. If you would like to learn more, of course, check out my golden and premium level online tennis training programs. The link is below. They're loaded with information and drills and exercises how to help your game even more. And if you like this session, subscribe, hit the notification button, share with your tennis friends who can also benefit from this session, and I'm gonna look forward to see you in the next session for more. And let's transform your forehand right now.